old. All right, so I believe we are live. Yep, cool. So, Chris, thank you for joining me here today for our random thoughts.
Thank you for having me, Josh.
Not a problem. So, in this segment, we're going through and talking about little gaming progress we've made and some gaming news that we found to be personally interesting. Now, Chris, it's been a while since you've been on, so why don't you go ahead and take a point on any gaming progress you've made since we last spoke?
Oh my gosh, there's been quite a few things I've played since then, but I would say the most recent activity is I'm still going through Octopath Traveler on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
I am thoroughly enjoying that game. It is exactly the type of RPG that I enjoy. I'm essentially almost done. I've got my main 4 party members. I'm on their last chapters for each of them, and I'm going the secret job bosses, beating them now. I've got 3 down, got 1 more to go. I beat the Rune Lord, I beat the Starseer, and I beat the Sorcerer. War Master, I haven't decided if I'm going to go yet because my party is kind of structured around magic. So I don't really need a melee guy, but he's also the last one. Should I go ahead and knock him out?
I'm about to say, this ties into the episode we just recorded. So
yeah, it does.
Teaser right there for the nobody who's watching. Anyways, So anything else?
I did play a little bit of Bastion finally.
Hey.
Actually, I started playing that a couple weeks ago, and then my son saw it. He was like, "Can I play Daddy?" And I'm like, "You know what? Sure, go ahead and give it a try." And he caught up to me very quickly. I say I played for about 2 hours. I let him play. Within about those same 2 hours, he was right up to where I was. So
I mean, it's not a long game. I think the first time I beat it, it takes 8 hours max to beat, and that was completing just about everything in the game. So it ain't going to take that long. Now, I immediately played it a second time, which takes about 2 hours to beat the second time through.
That's fast.
It's a new game plus where they don't change the difficulty. Transistor does that differently. So I would like actually to tell a little bit of a Supergiant game story right now.
Sure.
So first off, let it be said multiple times, I love Supergiant games.
You don't say.
Right? I do say frequently. So when I beat Pyre earlier this year, I did my natural. I want to buy the CD and get a couple people to sign it. I want to buy the art print, get the art director to sign it. And then when the vinyl comes out, I want the people who sign the CD to sign the vinyl. I'll have all these digitally as soon as I buy them, so the physicals can take as long as they want showing up. This has worked out in my favor before. So what I'm showing you now, Chris, is Transistor with Darren Korb and Ashley Barrett's signature.
Cool.
That is what I am calling Exhibit 1.
Exhibit 1.
So let's go ahead and show that to the stream.
All right.
You can see Ashley Barrett in the upper left for you guys and Darren Korb in the middle. So this actual CD I had purchased previously and asked them to sign it. So this is how I know what they look like. I asked them if they could also send a signed copy of the Pyre soundtrack. Now, I guess that some wires crossed because here we can see no signatures on the first one.
Yep.
Nothing to be seen. So without getting too into it, because this is a saga and I don't want to besmirch them. They're very busy. But actually, I showed you the one. So here is the one with no signature. No signature. Now, I just finally recently got the CD that was supposed to be signed. There is a doodle down here in the corner. I don't know what that is because that doesn't line up to the signatures we see here. But it looks like somebody did something.
Somebody signed something?
I don't know who it is. So for the nobody listening, you can see down in the bottom right corner, there's some kind of a signature. You'll have to excuse my shaky, pale hands. Now, is it the same signature that we see here? It most certainly is not. So what exactly is here?
Did those come around the same time?
No.
Maybe the signature changed?
No, because I do have from a week earlier the signed vinyl which has these 2 signatures on it looking the same. So the plot thickens.
Indeed.
But anyways, I just wanted to tell that story. So what else have you been playing, Chris?
What was I playing? On the mobile aspect, which we talked about in a previous recorded episode.
Nice.
I did try out Shin Megami Tensei DX2, which, I'm a big SMT fan.
Yeah,
I got to try the mobile game. I cannot recommend that game right now.
Boo, why?
I know it is buggy as all get out, and it doesn't play very well. And it seems that, all games have that period when it first comes out and it feels rushed, or it feels that there's something missing. Maybe they're still working on a few bugs, but they had to get it out because of a deadline. This one, it tried to be Shin Megami Tensei on mobile. It tried to give you a storyline, which I applaud them for that. But it takes about a full hour and a half before you can actually get to do what you want to do. Like, I want to go do this mission to talk to this demon. Oh, nope, you got to finish this unskippable tutorial first. Yes. Oh, gosh. And then on top of that, the front splash screen after you go into your home base or whatever, they usually have offers like, hey, if you spend X amount of dollars, you'll get this cheapy thing. It's advertising something that says, now on sale, only $70. Who pays $70 for a mobile game add-on?
For mobile. Okay. I was about to say not Senran Kagura. Galgun, double something. They had $100 DLC to either increase or decrease the bust size of the characters. And maybe put them in their underwear, I think.
Yeah, so the $100 porn tee.
You're not super inaccurate, which reminds me, I do have a mild game update.
Oh, is it?
Is
it relevant? Is it relevant to this current conversation?
It kind of is.
Oh, dear.
Actually. Remind me the honey pop debacle.
Ooh.
Have you heard about this?
No, but just by the name alone.
I forgot that. All right. Anyways, what else you got?
What else have I got? What else have I beaten recently? Because I know I played something else for a while. I played Fire Emblem Echoes on the 3DS for a while. I still need to go back to that, but I was talking with a friend who wants to get into the Fire Emblem games, and I recommend Awakening, and I'm like, I should play Awakening again because that game is awesome.
Yeah, you told me about that.
Yep. I've been playing a little bit more Kerbal Space Program again with my son. He wants to build a rocket, but it's been a little slow going because he just wants to put the rocket together. It looks the flashiest, whether it actually works or not.
It actually wasn't Kerbal Space Program one of those games that they were trying to get into schools?
Yes, because it actually does teach you accurately about orbital mechanics. The only problem is that my 6-year-old son, while he's willing to learn those things, wants to just put together a rocket. And you have to take into consideration the size of the engine that you're putting onto it. You can't add 50 fins on one side, son. It's not going to fly.
Here we go. Pheromone Z DLC for Galgun double piece, $90.
Holy cats.
And then for $10, you can decrease the chest size of them. Or for another $10, you can get the reduced chest size is called the Angel's Cutting Board.
Oh my.
And the $10 to make them bigger is the Demon's Meat Buns. So you can spend $110 making them bigger, smaller, and seeing through their clothes. Awesome. Anyway,
I wish I could say I'm surprised, but I think I'm more surprised at the naming. It is incredibly accurate.
I was about to say you haven't seen anything about this game, then?
No, I have not, but I am very familiar with
the idea.
Well, yes, and the culture behind said enhancements and adjustments.
Anyways, so anything else on the game front? Chris?
I feel like there's something else, but I can't think of it. I'm sure it'll come back to me later.
If you can think of it, just jump on in.
Oh, yeah, by the way, I'm playing this right now. So
I'm about to say, did you remember that fast?
I know, right?
The only thing that I have really been into since I last recorded one of these, and I will by far be on these the most often, is I destroyed Guacamelee 2. I picked that up last Tuesday when it came out. I was a little disappointed I hadn't got more into it by the weekend, so I played a little bit on Friday, and then I think it was Saturday, I just tore through it. Like, there is one trophy I have left to get in that game, and that's beat the game again on hard mode. Also of note, the good ending in that game is so much harder to get than in the first game. So much harder.
I played the first game, but I never finished it, so I have no concept behind that.
So I beat the first game. The first time I beat it, I got it in a Humble Bundle. I actually had no interest in the game itself. Why I picked up the Humble Bundle was the game that you got for spending $10 or more was called Antichamber, and I was super interested in that. Ended up being underwhelmed, never finished that. So I picked up Guacamelee Gold Edition that was in it. It blew me away. I beat it on PC in a weekend, loved it to death.
Nice.
So it was released as a PS Plus game on PS4 the next year. I picked it up, immediately rebeat it. And then I'm like, hey, Nick, we need to play this game cooperatively. And we did. And that was a delight.
Awesome.
So then when this game came out, I'm like, I'm going to do it. And I did it. And you can tell they know that the good ending is harder to get because even the bad ending isn't really bad. Like, it's just...
I remember what I played.
Go ahead.
Convention PlayStation Plus multiple endings. Did I tell you that I beat Beyond Two Souls?
You did not.
Yes, I know you have less than favorable opinions of said game.
Yeah, I'm still going to pick up Detroit at some point.
I do want to play Detroit because I enjoyed the demo.
But I didn't actually play the demo. But go ahead, Beyond Two Souls.
Yes. So, yeah, I'm sure you've beaten it, right?
Yeah, I beat it a long time ago.
Did you get all the endings or the options? Because when I got to the ending, it was my choice of...
I was so underwhelmed because I got to the end. It's like, either go to happy death or sad, dark life.
Yes.
And I'm like, I don't care. Done.
Oh my God. Just like in Limbo. I forget if I chose happiness or not, but after it was all said and done, I think the boyfriend died, or otherwise, no, I broke up with him and we went our separate ways. So I had to choose. Do I go with the family? I think it was go back to your family, go back to this one person you met like one time.
I'm about to say,
people back to them, go back to a friend. I forget who his name was, or I could go back to the commune when you were homeless.
Oh.
And I chose that one because
you went back to the commune?
Yes, because honestly, out of all the storylines, that was the one that like got me.
So it's funny. While we were playing through that game, Kara was talking about it with some of her coworkers, and like, oh yeah, that's the one we're playing through that has like your ghost brother in it or something. And she's like, oh, what? And so it turns out that she's like, oh, don't worry. They spoiled the wrong game. They thought we were playing Fear 3 for some reason. And we got to the end, and it was our ghost brother. And we're like,
See, the ghost brother thing,
Oh, yeah, spoilers for Beyond Two Souls.
Spoilers for our 10-year-old game.
It is not 10 years old.
It feels like a 10 years old compared to Heavy Rain. But anyway.
That game is actually 10 years old.
Yes, because I played that game before I got married. I've been married almost 10 years.
But
I know.
Yay.
But I really liked the commune story with the homeless people where you had the option multiple times. Are you going to kill yourself or not? And like, no, I'm not going to kill myself. Are you going to whore yourself out on the street for money? Or are you going to be honest? I went to be honest.
I don't remember the whoring, but go ahead.
Yes. So you help the homeless and you deliver the baby and you bond to
I
them.
remember that.
Yes. And it's like, go get me some water. Then the house burns down. You're like, holy crap. And then it was the same bum fight guys who wanted to beat up the other homeless guys. So you try to beat them up, but I screwed up the quick time event and I got beat up.
Nice.
I know. I ruined so many things. I killed the dad from the Navajo tribe because I didn't save him.
Oh,
I know.
Did I get him killed? I don't like that game. And I'm not going to delve too deep into this because we're in the middle of it. But it reminds me of Zero Time Dilemma, where it's like, here's a bunch of narrative shards.
Yes, that's what I wanted to tell you about because I didn't dislike the game, but I hated its presentation. I felt that it was like disjoint all over the place, which is how it is with Zero Time Dilemma.
Except Zero Time Dilemma is worse because I'm pretty sure, again, don't spoil anything since you've already spoiled a tremendous thing for me.
My bad.
Right. So I feel like we're not just playing in different timelines like in the earlier games.
Yes.
We're playing in different timelines where like massively different people died.
Yes.
The first Nonary game in this Zero Escape trilogy, almost nobody died in that one. In the second one,
well, nobody died
canonically, nobody died. But even in the end, only 2 endings had massacres.
Axe murder ending, I'll never forget it.
Yeah, that was gruesome.
Clover, can't trust her.
So I would like to just make this quick note. it made me laugh so much to find out that Clover's actual name was Clover. Like that really, I love that to death. This is I'll call myself Clover because my number's 4. What's your actual name now that we're out of the game? Clover. Right. Anyways.
Yeah.
So as far as my gaming, when I wrapped up Guacamelee 2, I got back onto the Assassin's Creed Origin DLC, the Curse of the Pharaohs. It's entertaining. I mean, it's going to round out the game nicely. I anticipate being done with it fairly soon, and then I would anticipate I don't get Odyssey until Christmas time would be or Black Friday, because it's coming out later in September. But since it's coming out in September, that means there will definitely be a Black Friday sale on it. If I had to guess, depending on how well it does, at least $40, possibly $30. That's just how this rolls. But anyways, anything else on your front gaming wise? What you've been playing?
I know there was something I played between. I played Fire Emblem Warriors, but I already told you about that beforehand.
Yes,
and how much I enjoyed that game.
So let's go ahead and talk about little game news.
Yes,
I want to get ahead of the big Nindy thing and say that they announced La Mulana 2 will be coming to consoles. This actually torques me off because I would always rather play a game on a console than a PC. They did not make the stretch goal for console release.
No.
Well, so I had no beef when they're like, here's your PC code. All right. And then at PAX West this last week, and we can date this because that's why we're doing this, right? Anyways, at the PAX West, they're like, hey, guess what? It's coming to consoles in early 2019. Well, I would have waited for that, but I didn't think it was going to be coming to that. And at this point, I'm halfway through the game.
But you backed it.
I did back it.
So you got.
I'm not going to rebuy it. I already paid. I paid over double the retail price to back it.
Oh. Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the point when backing it. Like, I'm not criticizing that. But if they offered me some kind of a deep discount, I would probably pick it up on consoles. But as it stands now, it might not come out till next June. I am about halfway through the game now, and it's not the type of game that you're like, I want to replay that again, because you didn't listen to the previous one of these recorded. But this is a game that punishes you for playing it, and it tells you up front it will do that. So here's an example. Here's a treasure chest way over here, and there's a corridor right above it. Right in front of the corridor that says, do not reach for that which is out of your grasp. So this game ripe with traps. So you jump over onto this corridor, a pressure plate depresses in the ceiling, collapses, and kills you instantly. That's just the kind of game this is. And you could be instantly killed in a heartbeat all the time. I know there was one place I was in where I jumped because I went too far to the right. I hit a little ledge. I had previously inverted the area. So I hit the ledge, slid far to the left. When I landed, a giant foot came out of the wall. Like, this is almost
like a Rube Gerber machine.
This almost is a I want to be the guy level of frustration. Like, that's the score. So it's great.
Funny thing though, because hearing that reminds you of an old game. Did you ever play Deception?
Nope.
Tecmo's Deception?
Nope.
Oh. Do you like building murder machines?
Why does that sound familiar now?
Because you could basically, people are trying to invade this castle, and you're trying to keep them out by building traps to kill them in.
That's why I'd heard of this, because Deception 4 came out on PC. That's why.
Yes. I've only played the first one, which is why I was thinking about that.
I remember Nick was like, this seems like it'd be up your alley. Like, a lot of the traps have like BDSM themes. I'm like,
that sounds about right with Nick.
Anyways, so let's go ahead. The biggest news, and that's not to say there wasn't other news. Like, they announced a new Mega Man 11 bad guy, Impact Man. The biggest news was on Tuesday they had a Nindy event, which the naysayers will say that, they had a whole nother thing about what PC games are being ported to Switch. Man, be happy. be happy there's games. Like, people who haven't played them, whatever.
Right here, I'm one.
So, do you want me to run down the list?
Yes,
and then
please.
Okay. So the surprise release was Into the Breach. The game by the FTL people was released immediately after.
Oh, wow.
Like same day.
Yeah.
And I knew they would do something like that because they often do. They were also hyping up The Messenger, which came out on the 30th.
Yep.
Hyper Light Drifter comes out next Tuesday, I believe. That game was super good. If you haven't played, it's got some exclusive. It's not easy, but I enjoyed it. Bastion comes out the following Tuesday on September 13th, which great. Don't get me wrong, I love the game. I will preach the game, but it did originally come out in 2011. Just saying. It still looks good.
I don't know why I thought it was older than that.
It came out. It definitely looks and plays a little dated, but they made it simplistic enough that it's not a detriment. The same day, Wasteland 2 Director's Cut's coming out. I don't know who that's for, but it ain't me. September 18th, Undertale comes out. Yeah. I will not be triple dipping. I double dipped. I will not be triple dipping. There's also these next few. I do not remember for the life of me what they're about. Light Fingers. I think something. I don't remember. I just wrote down all the dates.
Yep.
Towerfall. That game was out on PC and maybe PS4.
Yep, because I have it on PS4. Well, Towerfall Ascension, which is the
this game, it contains all the DLC.
Yep,
that's the board. And some game called Zarvat. I remember vaguely, but not specifically. Oh, that's in October though. So Jackbox 5 comes out in October. Yep. Cool. Super Brothers Sword and Sorcery. I have no desire. It came out on PC ages ago.
I heard of it, but I don't know. I mean, I think I'd like it just because of the name, but I don't know.
I heard it was. I heard it was too not bad. I heard it was too artsy for its own good.
Oh,
I mean,
that's disappointing.
Yeah. And let's see, Transistor comes out at the beginning of November. Again, great to see more exposure. Curious when they're going to announce Pyre's coming out.
Yeah.
I guess it was on framework that allowed it to be ported easier.
Well, that's interesting. Because I'm playing through Bastion on the PS4, then I plan to play Transistor. Do I pick up Pyre on the PS4 or wait for it to come to Switch?
That is your call. I have Pyre and Transistor only on PS4, but I do have Bastion on 360, Xbox One, and PS4. So
Bastion everywhere.
Bastion everywhere. There's also a couple other games in here, like Levelhead, that comes out in November. That seems to be trying to intentionally fill a niche of, hey, we forgot to put Mario Maker on Switch. So we're going to get ahead of this and put Mario Maker on it. And there's also one called Bullet Age that I want to say was, I don't remember at all. But anyways, hello and goodbye to our one viewer for a brief moment. All right.
We're glad you came.
Yeah, even though you're already gone. In December, there's a game called Dragon Marked for Death.
Yes.
So that game looks totally up your alley.
Oh, it totally is.
Let's see. It looks like what, an action? Is it a strategy or an action RPG?
It's an action RPG. Basically, it reminds me like Castle Crashers, kind of.
Really? That's more of a brawler than an action RPG.
But you level up and you have other abilities you can utilize as opposed to just that. But I want to say it's because of the side scroller element where there's enemies that come up at you as you keep going. So maybe like that.
So all right,
but it definitely seems up my alley.
100, and it looks super in. I mean, it looks nice, but I'm probably not going to do it. Oh, this is exciting. So some game called Desert Child.
I heard about that. Is that the one you're like on a speeder bike shooting other guys, like making a delivery or something?
Maybe.
I remember seeing a screenshot of that. I'm like, okay, is this like the bike race from Chrono Trigger, but there's actually people trying to stop you?
Yeah, that was a weird thing, Chrono Trigger.
It was a mini game.
Yeah, it was 100%. There's also Treasure Stack, which looks like some weird Tetris Puyo thing. Like you gotta line up the key. Yeah, maybe this will be the new super competitive game Brent plays. I ever tell you how into Puyo Tetris he got?
Oh no.
Turns out old boy can hustle. Because, okay, not me, that's where he can hustle, is that if he plays against me, you would think that he's a chump. but he is actually super good at that game. I'm just better. So he's like, oh, I want to play this game. And I'm like, I don't really want to beat you again. So he'll play it against somebody else, and he'll just
demolish them.
Yeah, other people will be like, yeah, Brent, I'll play it. I mean, Josh doesn't want to beat you. I have no problem beating you. Then he starts it up and just, oh my God. So maybe, who knows? Maybe this will be the new hyper-competitive game Brent gets into. More power. We got a little over a handful left. I'm getting a rumbly tumbly, so we might have to cut this relatively short. No More Heroes, Travis Strikes Again. Got a release date, mid-January. That's exciting because I love No More Heroes. So I never actually played. What was the last one he put?
What, Suda 51?
Suda 51. The Tower of Death one.
I couldn't tell you.
It was a free-to-play game.
I know that good stuff. I just couldn't tell you what the last game was.
Oh my God, I feel so dumb. It had Uncle Death. He was on a skateboard. Oh my God. I'm sorry, everybody or nobody who's watching.
Nobody.
And Shovel Knight. Yacht Club Games announced IGN exclusive announcement. The final mode, Shovel Knight Showdown, would be coming out early next year. And then later in the week, they announced that both King of Cards, the final campaign DLC, and Shovel Knight Showdown will be dropping April 4th, 2019. Which also means that all my Shovel Knight amiibos will finally be coming out. I think I pre-ordered those in late 2016. Like those, maybe not that long.
I know Shovel Knight's been put out literally everywhere at this point, but I'm really looking forward to playing it on the Switch because I can't play it on my Wii U anymore.
I gotta love those kids, right?
I love them, but God, stop messing with my stuff.
Right. That's why I'm going to put all my stuff in a locked room that they'll somehow find a way into.
Oh, you can't hide it.
No. So I'm excited to play that. I looked it up. Between the initial release and the final release, Yacht Club Games will be putting out Shovel Knight content until 2019. Sorry, they're 5 years. 5 years worth of Shovel Knight content. That is crazy.
That's because Shovel Knight's pretty crazy itself, man.
Yeah, it is. I love it.
Absolutely.
But anyways, final home stretch. There's this game, Mingenko's Night Market. I probably pronounced that wrong.
Is that the cat market?
Yes. That looks adorable.
Did you ever play Neko Atsume? It was a mobile game.
No.
It's a cat collector.
Okay.
So I'm like, is this like kitty collector, but you actually have other things you can do?
No, this game looks adorable, and I might actually pick it up. Then there's also this game, Samurai Gun 2, coming out. It's like weird 8-bit competitive. I don't know. I'm sure there's a market for it for somebody.
I don't know. So I'm not sure.
There's also some weird like puzzle fighter thing coming out called The World Next Door.
I love the art style of that game. I'm just not too sure about the gameplay.
It looks like very unique gameplay. Yeah. I almost want to give it a try solely on the grounds of a unique combination is what drew me so much to the game Battle Chef Brigade. So much so that we might have somebody on. Ooh. Anyways, yeah. Take that tidbit and run with it. Nobody watching. Anyways, and then there was also another competitive game, King of the Hat. I'm sure somebody will be into it. Knock a hat off, destroy the hat. Cool, whatever. And Untitled Goose Game. Do you have anything else that you'd like to talk about game-wise, news-wise?
The Goose Game, man. Come on,
right. But besides that, I want to make sure I can put the phone down at this point. No. Okay, cool. No, so we will wrap this up on the Goose Game.
Yes.
So I will be unabashed in the way I described this. It looks like a game where you get to be an asshole goose.
Yes.
Like that's pretty much the whole premise.
You don't need any other premise in this, man. I mean, come on.
I don't know how intrigued I am. Like, if it comes up for $10, I might be like, all right, I'll be that goose. But this is the kind of game, unfortunately, that trophies were made for.
Yes.
Because if there is nothing other than to wander around and be a dick, like, I need something. Otherwise, it's going to be like Nobi Nobi Boy all over again, where you just keep eating things, including your own butthole, to get bigger.
Have they made it to Pluto yet?
They made it to Pluto and back, but that was because once they made it to Pluto, they gave some stupid multiplier, like 100 times or something. Gotcha. So people shot right back. So anyways, if they make it cheap enough, will you be picking up Untitled Goose Game?
Absolutely. I mean, come on. It's quirky enough that you gotta find out what it is about. And if it's less than $10,
I think if it's $5, I'd pick it up in a heartbeat because I did pick up Mom Hid My Game. Do.
why?
Because it's so funny. I got it for $3.50, man.
Okay,
All right.
$3.50. $3.50.
Loch Ness Monster. It's like, you want to play Mom Hid My Game? It's like, no, Loch Ness Monster. Anyways.
Yes.
All right. Anything else you'd like to add, Chris?
No, it was fun.
All right. Fantastic. Well, thank you for coming on and recording these random thoughts with me.
Thank you for having me, as always.
Until next time, thank you for joining us. And end.